Happy Tuesday, people. Welcome to Jason'sVideoGameSource.com new game database. The past 4 days, I've been working closely with Claude AI to code a game database that I've been planning for probably since I created Jason'sVideoGameSource.com back in 2022. Let me get into the origins of this website and why it is a thing today. In 2022 April, at the tail end of the pandemic, my YouTube channel, Jason's Video Game Source, was demonetized by YouTube for various reasons. Anyways, that's I had no other income at the time, so and the income I was making from that channel was great, right? Then they decided to demonetize me. I reapplied in 90 days and got the channel okayed again by YouTube, and for three to 4 years, I haven't had no problems with YouTube. But that doesn't really matter to me. This website, Jason's Video Game Source, and I am the key master, by the way. I built this through WordPress and a lot of YouTube tutorials and everything. It's a life thing, you know. It's a personal thing. So I am never going to sell this website. I am never going to get rid of this website. You can offer me $1 million, $1 billion. I am not going to sell you this website. If I do make another website, I will sell that one. But this is very personal. This is a life kind of experience thing that I'll always keep. So Jason'sVideoGameSource.com has a lot of content. It has all my content on it. Has a forums, has community, has all my gameplay videos, live streams, and now a game database. To me, it transmogrifies the website into a utility website. I personally, I launched this yesterday, and I added over 200 games to my personal account. This is a dummy account called JVGS Dummy. So if you see JVGS Dummy, that's actually me on the website. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the game database, some of the functionalities, and show you the My Games page, and show you your profile as it's connected to the game database and everything. Now, personally, I've been around gaming websites for decades. I've been around the old GameSpot forums. I've been around the old Game FAQ forums. I've been around the old Game Trailers forums. So yeah, I was one of those guys back then. You didn't know me, but I was on there. Okay, so I got an idea how to navigate with gaming themed websites and whatnot. Oh yeah, this would not be possible without Claude AI. If you're a new web developer, if you're a novice web developer, I am not advanced. I'm very mid. I'm mid as fuck at building websites. I just work in one, and it's this one. So I got good at building one website. Use Claude AI to help you code, to help you bring ideas to life on your website. That's just a pro tip, man. Because I didn't know about Claude five days ago. Claude, through the coding and me going back and forth with AI and copy pasting and asking questions, built this game database. Everything you pretty much see here is built through Claude AI. Got to give a shout out to Claude AI. So without further ado, let's get into it. So basically, the game database is going to auto update hundreds and hundreds of videos every night for me. So at right now, it's 3,500 games, but I expect it to be over 100,000 when I'm done importing. And I am importing through an API key via Twitch that you pretty much have to, have your Twitch credentials and be like a developer and go through the API. But it's basically hooked up to IGDB's game database, and they got the biggest game database on earth. So shout out to IGBD.com. Making sure I say that name right. Anyways, so that's the gist of where I'm getting the information from and stuff, the cover art and the metadata and stuff. Claude AI helped me set all this up. So search box, all genres. There's dozens of genres you can choose from, right? I don't care if you're in the mobile or music games, right? We got it. Let's click on shooter. Let's click on, see, you even got platforms. Got dozens of different platforms you could choose from. TurboGrafx 16. I remember having one of those when I was 13 in middle school. Let's click on Xbox 360. You could either, have the whole thing shift from A to Z, Z to A, and lots of filtering options. And another thing, this is a work in progress. I plan on adding a lot of functionality for you members. Like for instance, I want you to be able to write reviews. I want you to be able to to rate other people's profiles and reviews and stuff. So Claude and AI, we're working on a lot of that stuff to implement over the months. So this is just the start of the JasonsVideoGameSource.com game database. What we got here? Alan Wake really isn't a shooter, but Alpha Protocol. Let's add Alpha Protocol to and when you click on the game through the game database, and by the way, you have to be some form of a member on JasonsVideoGameSource.com to actually use the functionality of the game's database. So either you can be a basic, which is free, but it shows ads, right? Lifetime ads. If you don't want to see ads, and by the way, basic has all the functionality, and you get access to the entire site. My little written reviews, and by the way, like I don't even care about my own reviews and stuff, but you can actually like see my reviews and stuff written on the site. All content's unlocked on the site. When you're like a guest and you're just lurking, you really don't get all the access. You don't get the functionality of the game database, the forums, the community, or the my written reviews and stuff. So you create a free basic account, but you do see ads for life unless you upgrade to or switch a different tier. And by the way, the other tier is called Premium Membership, which is $20 once lifetime, and no ads forever, and you get full access to the site forever. And the last one is the subscription tier. If you like subscribing to shit, I basically set it at $5 a month, so you can get all the access to the site, no ads. And that's basically for people who like subscribe to stuff. It's $5, so it's basically what I was having as a tier on my membership, YouTube membership. If you remember, I had that for like a year. I had a YouTube membership for $5 a month. So, but this, you get access to the community, you get access to the forums, you get access to the game database, you get access to all my written reviews and everything. So, when you, by the way, I am signed in. It says my account up there. That means I'm actually signed in. When you're not a member, it basically says create a membership or join or something like that. I put there. So add to my list. Let's say I actually started playing Alpha Protocol like years ago on Steam, and I stopped. So I'm gonna put down on hold. And as you can see, you can either go back to the top of the game database area, or you could just click the back button, and you can continue where you left off. But this is another thing. Claude and I, we're gonna redesign the specific pages of the games, but basically, it has a little, like welcome and little message there. But it has a game summary, and these are from IGDB, so these are actually the actual official game summaries from their site, and the metadata, so you can check out when games were released and what systems and developers and publishers and all that good stuff. And I'm also the work in progress. I'm also gonna add official trailers. I'm gonna add official pull in official trailers and pull in images on these like game pages, so they look more fleshed out and like all the big boy game database style sites out there on the internet. So that's another work in progress. So we added Alpha Protocol. Let's go back to the game, the top of the game database. All right, let's search. Let's see. I'm gonna harken back to my childhood here. Let's go to TurboGrafx 16 PC Engine. Let's see what they got. Y'all remember Bunk's Adventure? Oh, they got a Castlevania game. And by the way, like I said, there's only 3,500 games. It imports like 1,000 or 500. I forgot what I set the cron job to on my hosting. But it's going to pull in games, hundreds and hundreds of games, maybe 1,000 games a night for me automatically. So this number, you can check back personally if you don't believe me. This number underneath game database, it's going to keep going up. So, and I don't know exactly what year, what type of games are pulling from. It seems kind of random at first, because there's all types of games, all types of platforms, and all from every year, developers, systems, and stuff. So I really don't know where they're getting how they're getting the games and what progress they're getting the games. Anyways, let's click on Castlevania Rondo of Blood. Never even heard of this game. So let's say we want to play this game. And this is my dummy account. My actual account, I was literally on this game database for about an hour just adding games that I played in my personal life over the years. So I've been gaming off and on 40 years. So I was like, I had to like stop myself from clicking and adding games and if I finished them or not, or just keeping track of them. And I created this huge library of over 200 different games right now, you know, and that's gonna go up. But it's addicting. I didn't think this was addicting. Personally, I always checked out metadata, game data sites, you know, for building my content and the videos and stuff. But I never actually been a member of one. And yeah, it's pretty addicting just to create a digital library of all the games that you played and or about to play or want to play and stuff. So all right, we added that to want to play. Let's go back to the game, the top of the game database. And like I said, if you want to, you know, continue where you left off, just hit the back button. So this is the front page, and it's obviously A to Z. So you see a lot of number titles at first. Let's see. You know what? I'll just search a game. Let's search a game. Let's say BioShock. I think I added BioShock, didn't I? So let's say you want BioShock, and we have a couple BioShocks here. And let's say the OG. And here I actually did add BioShock, so it actually shows that I'm playing. I'm not really playing. This is a dummy account. So there's a 5-star rating. When you add games, then you can start rating them, and then you can start writing not yet the reviews. I'm adding that later, but you could do the rating, and you can add a visibility toggle to your profile if you want to make the games you play visible to other members on the site, right? So that's already in my system. But yeah, it's a lot more work I have to do. But this is the official like launch of JasonsVideoGameSource.com games database. Right, I think you get the gist of the games database, I think, right? So you could go back and just see the three, you know. But yeah, look at all these genres. There's dozens of genres. There's dozens. And the thing is, like I said, I'm not going to stop importing until I have 100,000 games or more. I actually want... I mean, think about it. My name of my brand is called Video Game Source. Now it actually makes sense, right? Now it finally makes sense. The name makes some sense. Because I always thought it was a stupid brand name. I don't know why I ever named it that, Jason's Video Games or Video Game Source. Now it's actually a video game source. You actually have a game database that is a video game source, right? All right. So let's see what else we can think of here. Say Grand Theft. No, let's see. Trying to think of like a game that, let's say Inside. It's like a indie game. I guess it doesn't have Inside downloaded yet, but it has a bunch of other games. Look at this. Cryostasis. I actually remember that game. Got the old Man Medal of Honor. So got the Batman. What's that? Cryostasis. Unhold. That's another game, Unhold. I started on PC many years ago, never finished. All right. So you can click right back to the top of the game database like that, but that's it. They got some paid pagination at the bottom here, so you can click next if you just want to, like, you know, keep looking at games and stuff, keep going down a list. I mean, there are literally tens of thousands of videos I never even seen in my life, and I'm up here thinking that I actually played a lot over the years and stuff. Crazy. All right, so that's the game database in a nutshell. That's the launch of it. That's the start of it. I'm going to add a lot more functionality with Claude AI as my IT guy, I guess you could say, or a woman. I guess Claude's a man's name, right? But this is like the start of it, right? All right, so my account on JasonsVideoGameSource.com basically just keeps track of the paid tiers or the free tier that you get. There's only 3 tiers you can purchase. Keeps track of that and it adds like some membership links to like the forums and everything. But let's go to my profile, which is tied to the games database. And the profile is actually, yeah, I don't have a photo here. See, here I am at JVGS dummy. So the profile is tied to the game database, but the profile is actually of the forum BB Press, which is another monster I got to work on over a year, you know, with the website. I want to add a lot of gamification. I want to make it look prettier and add more functionality to the forums too, because you know, people like typing on forums and stuff. I do. So this is the profile, which is tied to the game database. And on top of your profile, and this happens as soon as you make an account, whether it's free or paid or whatever, You have an account. It's your former account, but the game database is tied. And Claude did all this, by the way. Claude did all this shit. So game database, you got the total games played. You got, you know, the status if you're playing one, if you completed one, if you want to play, or you got games on hold that you want to go back to. So you also got links to the browse database. And by the way, if you don't see a navigation, that's another thing Claude and I are going to work on desktop. There's no navigation top, like bar. So you can't like jump out to the top of the site. But he added my game list. That's the last thing we're going to look at. My game list in the browse the database. You're going to want to jump back to the database. Those links are there. You got some forum, you know, activity. You got your profile when it's registered, literally 14 hours ago. And you got a search box for the site at the bottom. But this button here, the blog home button, that takes you back to the front of the entire blog, basically. Not the front static page, but the front of the blog, you know, where my content flow that I create, like through YouTube and stuff. That's where all the posts are. And it does have a nav bar at the top with menus and stuff. Just letting you know. But yeah, that's another thing we got to work on with Claude. So this is the profile. This is your basic profile as soon as you make an account on jasonsvideogamesource.com. So let's go back to click on the browse, you know, and it takes you back to the game database like I said. We're going to hit back button again. And now we're going to go to my games list. But first, we're going to show you where, right here. My account. If you're not a member, you're a lurker, you're a guest, it's going to say make an account or something like that. I forgot what I put. So we're going to click on my games, and this is the games database where you're going to see all the games in your collection and keep track of them. And we're going to add more functionality to what you can do with your digital library of games that you're keeping track of. So let's click on my games database, and with this account, it doesn't have much, but with my actual admin keymaster account, there's like shit, man. It's like almost hundreds of games in my list. But this is a dummy list, so you're gonna just see it playing, and you could click on the various games here. It says complete. I actually beat Simon's Quest when I was a kid, and I was upset back in fifth or fourth grade because my friend actually beat it before me. This actually had passwords in it, so it was actually pretty easy back in the 80s to beat Simon's Quest. Memorable games, but that's also the power of the game database. Like, if you're old like me, you're gonna go back and see these old games you played as a kid. I don't care if you're young now and you game for off and on for decades. You're gonna go back and play games when you know have a game database somewhere, and like on my site, and you can like check out the games you played as a kid and stuff. It's just got some nostalgia to it. But anyways, keeps track of everything you know collect and do as far as the games are concerned in the games database playing. You know, it has if you completed it, and it has check marks. Like, for instance, if you click on Simon's Quest, let me go to, let's say we want to give it a 4-star rating, and I'm going to add a lot more functionality here for you, like I said, okay, over time, like the reviews and other people rating your profiles, and have everything set up where if you want to, you know, make it private or public or whatever, you can do that. So I'm going to go back to the games database. I'm going to show you some. Click on Simon's Quest. Let's search Simon's Quest. And it should have like a green little check mark. Yeah. So even at the front page of the game database, you're going to see like check marks and the different symbols here in the top right corner of the box. So you can remember what you clicked on it, or if you added it or not, or it's just another way where you could keep track of everything. All right. So that was the My Games page. I'm sorry, I said paste. What the hell's wrong with me? So, trying to think, is there anything else? So yeah, I told you I'm gonna add like the YouTube trailers and the images, and I'm gonna add a custom Elementor page just to the game pages on the game database, so they look much prettier and everything. But let's go back to the game database. Well, yeah, guys and gals, that's pretty much it. You know, you can make an account right now, start using it, and like I said, every day you come to this game database, the list of games are gonna go up. Now I can't tell you which ones, but the list of games are gonna go up. Let me see if I search like From Software, man. This shit is so addicting. I mean, if you got the time for it. Yeah. Okay, so actually has a few From Software games added. This is just for demo purpose. It got Dark Souls. I already beat this game. Y'all know that if you follow my videos and stuff. Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. So, yeah, that's basically it. That's basically I wanted to announce to you the games database for Jason's Video Game Source. I'm real excited about this because it adds a utility function to the website. Personally, I've been addicted to. As I've been working, I've been using the hell out of it and adding all these damn games and stuff. So it's something to a game database utility site. It really is something to it. It's addicting. That's about it. So tomorrow, as far as the overall brand is concerned, I'm going to start 007 First Light, the new James Bond game by, I think it's IO Interactive, the makers of Hitman. And just looking over the reviews of that, it looked like it's a really good game. I mean, I always thought it looked like the first trailer. I thought it was like a Hitman mixed with Uncharted, and I guess that's what it is. That's perfect for me because I need my Uncharted fix, but that's what I'm going to start playing tomorrow. That comes in the mail. But that's it. Make an account. Join. If you got any questions, you can reach out to me through this site, through help. I got a wiki page in case the site starts farting and acting up, and I got a contact me page where you got to put your email or whatever, and then you can contact me through the streams because I always got like a 24/7 game stream going, and I'm always looking at that too. So there's multiple ways you can contact me. And remember, I am the creator of this site. This isn't no shadow site. I didn't pay nobody to make this site. I made this site myself. So you know who made the site, this gaming site. You see him talking to him, and you can contact him and talk to him. If you got any issues with the site and whatnot, I have to work at it. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I have to fix it if there's something wrong with it. So let me know if there's anything that you want to add or get fixed, or leave a comment and everything. But I think that's it, people. You have a great Tuesday, and check out the game database. I'll see you in the next one. Later.